Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to Syriana Analysis. I'm your host, Georg Almasian. Today, I woke up to the news of the so-called arrest of the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, and I've seen the videos online. And to be honest with you, I don't know much about Pakistan. I've been following the situation in Pakistan since the ouster of Imran Khan. And some people call it a coup d'etat, others say it's legal. But today, I think it rings a bell when you see the way Imran Khan was arrested, and it looked to me like there are powerful people are coming after him. And for that, I'm joined today by Shamama Abbasi. She's a political commentator, actually originally from Pakistan, and she will go through with us or try to explain to us what's happening. I'm sure lots of people on Syriana Analysis are also interested to know what's going on in Pakistan, India, Ukraine. All these cases are nowadays seems like interconnected. Shamama, thank you very much for joining me on Syriana
Thank you.
Analysis.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure. I was checking the timeline of the conflict, I would say, after the ousting of Imran Khan. But before that, I saw that Imran Khan served as a prime minister between August 2018 and April 2022. Can you take us to the timeline of Khan's leadership? Like, how did he come to power in 2018? Like, was it democratic elections? And how popular he was during his tenure? And how and who took him out of power in 2022?
So I think Imran Khan is a very well known international person. Like everybody knows him across the world. Like he used to be a player, a cricketer for Pakistan, and then actually he started his charitable work, and then from there he joined politics in 1996. And then he worked really hard for 20 years, and because there used to be a two-party system here, like the Sharifs and Zardari. And but for you to actually, because you're from Syria, so you don't. I have to like take you back, like you have to give your preamble, like what actually how it worked in Pakistan politics, and for you to understand, what actually happened in Pakistan right now as we speak. So in Pakistan, right now, what we are experiencing, the expats here and the people in Pakistan across the world, is just like we are reliving 1971. And to tell you a little bit more about it, 1971, it's that time when when Pakistan was created. Pakistan, it has East Pakistan that was like predominantly Bangladeshis living there. So what happened was that there was an election in 1971, and there was a Bangladeshi leader, Mujibur Rahman, who won 161 seats. And there was another Pakistani, Bhutto. You must be aware of his name. He's very famous as well.
Yes.
So he had only 86 seats. So then army chief, they decided that it's not on because they're Bengali, they can't rule us, or whatever the egotistical issues they had. But they imposed Bhutto, and obviously they did not respect the mandate of the people of Pakistan at that point. So that led to the liberation of Bangladesh, and I think they're better off because if you look at now Bangladesh has progressed from nothing to now they have like over $146 billion reserves, and Pakistan has less than $1 billion left right now as we speak. So what I'm trying
Wow.
to say is that it has always been army. I'm not looking and judging my Pak army in totality. I'm not saying that everyone is wrong. I'm just saying that the generals there, they have always ruled. There has never been a democracy. So one thing has changed now, and which is that Imran Khan came into power through hard work from like starting from the scratch, doing his social work, and from cricket fame to social work to politics and everything. And then now he right now as we speak, he's the most popular leader imaginable. He's like people used to say, oh, his Bhutto used to be a popular. He's only because he was killed. Why? The same army who imposed him in 1971 killed him in 1977. So, so what happens is that yeah, we didn't know Pakistanis. We didn't know actually that it used to be like this. This is how it works. That they have to be in the background, the army generals, and they have to rule Pakistan, and they just want the puppets there who are compromised, who are corrupt, so they can be easily, manipulated.
Yeah.
You can be like, so this is what happened. But when it comes to Imran Khan, they failed. They couldn't control him. So apparently now, if you look back, we feel that when in 2018 he came into power, I think he was not given his share of seats for him to be more susceptible to be blackmailed. This is the whole the way it works in Pakistan for the army generals. That's how they control it. I know this is very painful. You won't relate to us because your army is so good. Like, I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, how you all stood by Assad and how you fought for everything, for the country and everything. But in Pakistan, it's totally different. It's like, so what I'm trying to say is that,
In 2018 or 2022, when he was ousted from power, was this through a political process, or the army managed to pressure on the politicians to vote against Imran Khan? How did that happen? How did he was ousted from
yeah.
power?
So what happened is that now we we gradually came to know, because you see, for us they were like, Pakistan army was like you guys, like any other country. They were like the, I don't know, we loved our army. Like, they were the epitome of everything what is
Mhm.
morally, ethically right in our country. We supported them. But the reality is that General Bajwa, the previous army chief, uh, they brought him in power. He actually got more seats than he was given, awarded to him. But he came into power fine. But they realized that this man is, number one, very honest. He's not going to concede to our, whatever demands. He's not for corruption. He's not for, uh, dependent foreign policy. When we come to Russia and Ukraine thing, they just made an excuse. Actually, what happened was that when it's been going on for the last 2-3 years, because when the army chief got the extension, is a 3 years tenure, but the mistake which Imran Khan made was like he gave him an extension of another 3 years. That's when everything changed, because then he started conspiring and contacting the politicians who were like
Yes.
corrupt ones, and who had, like, they were like literally convicted. They are like they had to flee because he made him Nawaz Sharif flee. He actually made everything so smooth for him to, like, leave and live in the same apartment that he was like convicted for.
Hmm.
Anyhow, so he actually plotted, he hashed this whole plot against Imran Khan. He was doing this all, you know right under his nose. I'm not like saying that Imran Khan, I think he made a mistake. He trusted him a lot, but it was all happening while he was the prime minister. He was contacting everyone. He was lobbying for himself in America. He hired this man that once army declared a traitor, Hussein
Hmm.
Haqqani. He hired him to lobby for him in America and tell Americans that Imran Khan is is not pro-America. He's pro-Russia, and he's pro-Iran. And he's like, no, he's not pro-Iran. Actually, he just wants peace in the region. They are neighbors. There's no,
Hmm.
like, oh, previously the Saudis would say, oh, bring your forces against Yemen. They would say, fine. They would do that for the Saudi. But Imran Khan said he wouldn't. He's that sort of a person. He just want. It's not because he
Yeah.
was against or for any country. He was just like for peace. And this,
Yeah, but maybe he was more for the interests of the Pakistani national interests. But
exactly.
when it comes to the Russian-Ukraine war, when it started in February, for example, he was ousted in April. It was just a brief time for him in power. Did he have any, let's say, public opinion about the Ukraine war and how he perceived how the Pakistani position should be on this war?
Well, how I see it, Pakistanis didn't even care. until he was
Mm-hmm.
ousted. Like, and for the reason that, the main reason apparently was like because he went to Russia. And the funny part is that he had a meeting with the army chief before he actually. But obviously, how could he just left? By on his own. He had like foreign service people, and then the foreign office, and all these army officials. They had a really big meeting, and they sat down. They say, okay, because we were because there was inflation and stuff like that, so he wanted to buy a cheaper oil and stuff like that from Russia. That was the whole point. It was not Ukraine or anything, because the day Imran Khan landed in Russia, that's the day when the war started. Actually, it was just building up. So it was he didn't even know. He might not have gone there. Not because he hated Russia. He absolutely had no hate or love for any other country. It's just that because he wanted best for his country, because we wanted some relief for the common people, because it's a poor country. Unfortunately, poor
Mm-hmm.
country because of the corrupt, not because we have
Yes.
no resources or anything. So when he went to Russia, this is what he did. The ex General Vajwa, he contacted the American establishment, and or the authorities, and he told them that through his lobbyist, okay, that it's his decision. We, the army of Pakistan, we are not on the same page. Can you believe this?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So it was, and Americans actually had this impression that actually no, it's only Imran Khan, because he looks very, he's a very proud man. Why not? Like, we are an independent country. We are not slave to anyone. This was his wish, basically, to have an independent foreign policy which is in best interest of the country, not like serving petty few people, like corrupt people in the country. So this is
Yes.
what he did it for the good cause.
Hmm.
And then the cipher came. About the cipher. A foreign. I think there was a diplomat there. I don't remember his name, but I think he was called by some guy there in their foreign office, and I'm just forgetting all the names. But he said that basically that you have to, like, there is, because they were already telling the U.S. authority that we are going to table this vote of no confidence thing. So he
Mm-hmm.
said, this is one is coming up. This is the funny part. They knew about it before even it was tabled. So they say, oh, listen, this one is coming. And you have to make sure, if you want really good ties with the world, and you don't want to be isolated, you need to make it successful. That was in the
Yeah.
cipher, right? And
Hmm.
the army chief, kind of, it was like concealed from the foreign minister at that point, Shah Mahmood Qureshi. And the Imran Khan didn't even know that until they tabled that. After like a few weeks back, he came to know about it, and then he called the army chief. Then he said, "What the hell is this? What is this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how come they can they're ordering us, they're telling us, and this is something, because it was already happening. There was horse trading going on. It's so open. Everything was in media. Everything was like, imagine our courts couldn't do anything. They were
Yes.
buying and selling and whatever. It's such a, I'm not going to say use any slang language, but with the shenanigan or whatever you may call it, it was going
Yeah.
on there, right? And people were watching everything, and it happened, and he had to leave. He was ousted. But later on, we because as things were happening there, because the people then realized that, okay, who are the real traitors, and the people came out. This was something they did not expect. The army, they thought that, okay, we are the movers and shakers. We decide who comes, who goes. So okay, he's unpopular because there was inflation, poverty. What they didn't know, that people were actually very aware, like they're not stupid anymore. There's social media,
Hmm.
and then they knew, they were watching everything happening right in front of their own eyes, and it was not something like, yeah,
And
out of the blue. So even
the
today,
people can judge nowadays. You cannot hide lots of information from the people. It's a public arena, and people all governments, in my opinion, do propaganda, and they try to propagandize their own people. But in the era of social media, they cannot really control the flow of information, and lots of people can manage to know what's going
And
on, right?
if you're watching it right now, the people are storming the military buildings, the corps commanders' houses. They're burning things down. By no stretch of imagination did I think that this would ever happen in Pakistan. I thought Pakistani nation is just a goner. I thought they had no
Yeah.
DNA of revolution. This is happening right as we speak, and we have
So
still no news of Imran Khan. Where they have kept? They literally he was shot, and he was not being able to nominate the people who shot him.
yeah. So Imran Khan has become like a
Oh
phenomenon, in your
yes,
opinion.
oh
Just
yes.
yeah. Like despite the big differences between him and Trump, but in my opinion, because Trump has created something called Trumpism, right? Like people really follow him and not the Conservative Party or the Republican Party, but Trump himself. So Imran Khan has become a strong character in Pakistan that can collect people behind him, like in Syria, for example, we have Al-Ba'ath Party, right, which is the ruling party. But who from the people really vote for the Ba'ath Party? People vote for Bashar al-Assad because he's very popular among them and they're voting for this person. So in April 2022, he was ousted from power. And was he put under house arrest after that?
Imran Khan, are you asking? No, he
Imran
was
Khan,
not
yeah.
house arrested. He was just gone. It's
Mm-hmm.
well, and we the chief at that time, the army chief, he thought that no, he's just like he's just a goner. It's not never ever gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
This was the whole plan. That we'll
Yeah.
just like he will get rid of him, and he's never ever go. And then the merry-go-round,
Mm-hmm.
one party after another, just a facade of democracy, and and just for just
Mm-hmm.
to gain some dollars from because America, you
Yeah.
see, they cannot openly support you the dictatorship. How they do it, like behind the
Yeah.
closed door.
But he was arrested today. Like he was arrested today, and some people call it he was
He was
kidnapped,
kidnapped.
and they were armed. Yeah, they were armed police and security forces were arresting him. And so, who basically stands behind arresting him, and why do you think he was like detained?
Same people, few generals in Pakistan
Hmm.
who don't want to for their hegemony to be affected by someone individual. This is what, and also because this new chief that we have right now, Asim Munir, apparently he made some pledges with Nawaz Sharif, who's in London, that because he was retired basically, and then his the way he was appointed is that's one really interesting story altogether. But what I'm saying that there are always definitely 100% the way because he was in the court. First of all, they were like such nonsensical charges, like more than 150 FIRs against him, the most popular leader of the country, and the FIRs is like, oh, why did he call Dirty Harry? He called one of the generals Dirty Harry, and there was one FIR lodged again. And then he's like actually in the court defending himself for calling that general Dirty Harry. Can you even imagine that? And
No.
then that I'm just saying how nonsensical these things are, and people are not stupid. And this has been going on and on. He's a very law-abiding citizen. He says that the law has to come. He's like very principled man. He made a lot of mistakes. I agree. Like he's a human being, like and everything. But I think whatever they're doing, and they plan to kill him.
Hmm.
I mean, there's no other question. There's no doubt about it. They want to kill him. If they have arrested him right now, we have no news of him. I don't know what they're doing to him. And the people are on the street. They're burning the whole country down, and nobody bats an eyelid. I mean, can you?
Yeah. I mean, the way he was detained now, when I watched the videos, it's horrendous. It doesn't look like he was a former prime minister of a country. He was the leader of this country. And here George Galloway says, stop calling it an arrest. No legal basis for it exists. It was an armed kidnapping by the Pakistani army intelligence agencies acting on the orders of a coup government installed by the United States. And under this tweet, there is a Pakistani guy. His name is Hafiz Yazid Nikla. He says, arrested by Pakistan Army for naming Major General Faisal Nasir as man behind assassination attempt on him when he was hit with 4 bullets. This Major General Faisal Nasir is the same, he quotes as a quote, terrorist whose name was given by the journalist Arshad Sharif, who was assassinated by his hitman in Kenya. Pakistani army formally made Pakistan a quote terrorist state by this terrorism today. So you can see there is a big outrage out there
So you
also
see
by the
who the real
Pakistani people
terrorists
online.
are. Yeah. It's quite telling, isn't it?
It's amazing. I hope really, Shamama, that Pakistan restores its peace and stability. I wish that Imran Khan, just like any other leaders, would
There's no other
not be
leader.
persecuted.
There's
Yeah,
no other.
like
Literally, there's no one. If we lose
yeah,
him,
but
God forbid, I do not shudder to imagine the future of Pakistan.
I think what they're trying to do is character assassination. They're still trying to do that, and if they fail to do so, they could send him to jail on baseless charges. This is how things work in lots of places around the world. Politics is very, very dirty, and I think there are in every state there are deep states and people with special interests, and these people have connections with foreign countries. And Pakistan is a very important country, and
Nuclear
they
power.
cannot tolerate nuclear power. They cannot tolerate an independent country that can pursue its own
Yeah.
foreign policy. This is something that you can see that is being repeated all over again. That's why I truly wish the best, like peace first to the Pakistani people. They shouldn't live what others lived, for example, in Syria for political or proxy war reasons. And Imran Khan, and he should be there should be either official charges against him and show evidence for it, or if not, he has to be walking free and participate
The
in the
courts are
political life again.
compromised.
This
It's
is
just the
just
Supreme Court, one man, and then there are few rumors like that he's been house arrested as well. I know I'm not confirming it, but I was on Twitter and I just read those tweets. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. That's one man like standing with the Constitution right now. That same man who kind of helped him help these people outstate him in the first place, but now he realizes that he made a mistake. It's time for him to
yeah,
redeem himself, but I don't know where we're heading, to be honest. I'm so scared. Scared for his life because they just want to kill
yeah,
him, because if he's
yeah.
alive, then there's no chance for any one of them.
Very sad to hear. Shamama Abbasi, thank you very much, really, for dedicating time for Syriana analysis. I know it's a hard time for you as well. And guys, the Twitter link of Shamama also is in the description below if you want to follow more on what's happening in Pakistan and read her opinion. It's important to shed light on the opinion of the Pakistani people also on what's happening in their own country. And if you're new, please subscribe and also share this video with your friends. And if you want to support my independent journalistic work, there are so many means in the description below. And see you next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.